tools needed for this is a flat screwdriver, but a small one, not a large one. It has to fit inside a hole that it's pretty small. Then a 10 millimeter wrench, and a small Allen key, just like that. You notice how small the screwdriver is compared to my finger. Then you'll need nitrile gloves, some paper towel, a gas canister, and I think that's pretty much it. So in order to get access to the carburetor screw and to clean it, you first, if you happen to have already gas, just release the cover, put it on the side like this, make sure the gas valve is open so the gas can flow. Then we need to empty the carburetor and the gas tank. I will drain the gas from the carburetor. I'm using a bottle like this for gas. You may want to be in a outdoor area so you don't accumulate gas vapors. And now we're looking under the motor, and you can see that's the bottom. There's a small place, and the screw that gets clogged, it's inside that. But for now we just want to empty the gas. So you see there are two screws, one there and one there. The center screw, it's keeping this piece in place, so you don't want to touch this thing. Instead we're gonna use the side screw, and it's 10 millimeters, so you just use something that you have in hand to undo it, and so make sure you can catch all the gasoline. So I'm not gonna complete this, but you may want to use, probably, here you go. So that's the gasoline flowing. Be patient. As you can see, the flow is very weak now, but the gas, it's pretty much full with gasoline at this point, so you may want to leave it for about, if I remember well, perhaps 30 minutes or so, until all the gasoline drains. When the gas tank is empty, you may want to place back the little screw. Tighten securely, not too strong, but securely. Now we're going to remove the little reservoir here, this piece. So we're going to remove the center bolt. Sorry, the center bolt, this one. Careful, the gasoline may still spill a little bit, so you may want to catch it or put a rug, something underneath. I'm not using gloves, and that's not the best idea. So it's the center bolt that keeps this thing in place. Note, when you put any of those two 10 millimeter bolts back in place, do not over tighten. You just need there is a seal, so you just need to have that seal close enough so the gasoline won't leak, but you just don't need to over tighten. Just give it a twist, and when it stops, just give it a little more kick so it sits tight. Next step, we are going to remove this black plate. You need to remove this button, the chock. You need to remove the K. Probably not the K, you can leave it there. And then you have one bolt there, 10 millimeter, another one, another two there, 10 millimeter both, and there's another 10 millimeter there and 10 millimeter there. If you want to make it easier, you may remove those two bolts, 10 millimeter too, and lift this cover. It's easier to remove the black cover from under the top one. So now I'm just forcing a little bit on the top one, free the lower cover, and just slide it off this chock switch. Make sure there are kind of pins on the side. You may want to unclip the thin tube. There might be gasoline leaking, so make sure when you place back the small tube, rubber tube, you just securely put the clip back on, right? Just like that, so you can clear the cover. Next, we are going to look to the carburetor assembly. This is where the center screw for the cover was, and inside this hole you cannot see it, but there is another screw, and it takes a flat screwdriver, and you notice that the tip is thin. It has to be thin and not too wide so as to get inside that groove, and the tip again has to be thin. It's not exactly very easy to get into the screws groove, but you just may want to twist your screwdriver and press it upwards. You may want to try with both hands until it kicks in place. Just like that. Then you want to unscrew that. Make sure you unscrew the screw, right? Don't tighten it. So when you finish to unscrew this screw there, you just completely unscrew it, but it won't fall from there. Most probably it won't fall. Just leave it there. Go on the other side here, toast the black cover, grab the Allen key, and if you look inside, I'm sure the camera will show it, there is a small hole. I'll show you with a screwdriver probably. There is a small hole past this valve at the bottom there. It's not too deep inside, but it's right there, and I want to press down with the Allen key. Grab and put the key inside the hole, and you hear it. I just got the key inside the hole. You may see it by yourself. The camera angle is not the best. So this is actually what fell from there. The lower here, it's the screw that you just unscrew from underneath. See the groove, it's there. It has like a small groove. And this is the, I'm not sure about the right term, but it's like a spray nozzle, a screw with several tiny holes. You want to look inside and blow air through it, through each of those two. Make sure all small holes and all inside there's a passage inside, but plus those small holes, and this one only has a passage inside, so all these need to be completely clear. And when you place it back, it goes just this way. You place it from underneath. Place this one first and then screw that guy back in place. No need to over tighten it. So that's it. Put back in place everything and it should be fine to go. So keep in mind, you want to run your snow blower, thrower probably every month during summertime. That's the best way I found to keep those two guys clean and free of any sedimentation deposits inside. You may want to pass something thin inside. As you can see, there's a lot of kind of corrosion there, and when you pull that out, you see how much stuff is on this guy. That's all from inside the screw, and there's some more. So make sure you properly really clean this everything in and out, rub it inside or something, because that's the real problem in there. An issue I have with this snowblower is that the engine it's working, but it's oscillating, so the idling it's not stable. It has a adjusting screw to the carburetor, but it's not exactly easy to see, so you may want just to remove the cover again, the black cover, toss it on the side, and this small heat shield has two small screws there, 10 or 9 millimeter, I think it's 10. Toss it on the side. And now look on this place. Just get the lamp properly. You may see like a you see the screw is right there. It's a Phillips screw. It's really not easy to access, but it's doable. It has like a red plastic piece underneath, but mainly I just actually had a screwdriver on it. It's a plastic screw, so be careful, don't damage it. And you probably see if your engine it's idling, it's irregular, has an irregular idler, you will see that it's like the small piece just on top of the screw will be moving. So what I did with mine, I just got the Phillips screwdriver and I did turn that screw clockwise until the end of it. So I push it into its groove or whatever. So I just screw it clockwise, and at one point the engine stopped fluctuating like that. So that might be the carburetor adjusting screw. So it's not exactly easy to access, but it's up there.